Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Brad, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS video. Today we have some brand new character info and story information thanks to the Animedia magazine, I believe it is, over in Japan. Thanks to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization for translating all of this and having it on their site. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below to where you can go and have a look at these images, have a look at these descriptions, and, you know, just see some more information for yourselves. So we're going to go over the characters first and then go to the story info later, because I think the character info is definitely a lot more important, a lot more significant as well. So first of all, we have our first proper look at Spectre, who is that guy with the creamy whitey hair, which I pointed out in the original trailer breakdown video I did. He is a member of the Knights of Hanoi. He serves as Revolver's right-hand man. He calmly analyzes and reports the goings-on of events in Link VRAINS. So this guy is kind of like the game plan man, I think. He's definitely going to be a very vital part of the show, especially with the Knights of Hanoi. And his character design definitely seems to fit that of, you know, a right-hand man. And I'm kind of surprised that his VR look is so normal. This is definitely his VR look, because we can see he has the same bodysuit attire as the standard Knight of Hanoi has. So he's probably one of the most normal looking people inside of VR, which is really cool to see that people are just having these normal costumes rather than these really outlandish things. Like Revolver has a really outlandish design. Not too fond of his face from this picture, though he does look a lot better once actually, you know, animated in the show. He definitely looks a lot better in that. And I really can't wait to see more on his character. Definitely going to be a huge part of the show. Next we have Ema Bessho. All we know is she's a mysterious woman. Based on the clothes she wears, it appears she duels inside Link VRAINS. So again, she's wearing a suit. You know, much like Yusaku has a suit. Kinda was hoping that she'd be more evil, I guess. In this photo here, she doesn't look it. She doesn't give off those evil vibes, although she still could be. We don't know. They've got two images here. They've got her in like this purple attire, which is a VR attire, and they've got the one in a white and purple attire, so maybe she has two different dueling styles. Maybe one of those is her, you know, her outside of VR, so she's just wearing a normal jumper, or maybe she just takes it off when she's about to duel, but she definitely is going to be dueling on a D-board. You can see she's got the right attire for it, and it looks to me like she's a really good duelist. Like, she looks confident in being a duelist, so her character is probably going to be my most favourite character to look forward to in this show, apart from the Zaizen. So here we have Akira Zaizen. He's the security chief of Seoul Technology and Aoi's older brother, so we finally have confirmation on who he actually is. I said he was, you know, I thought he was going to be his father, or her father, sorry, because he did look older, but we now know it's his older brother. By how much? I don't know. He says he has a workaholic personality and doesn't seem to care much about Aoi, and there we go. That is the one thing I kind of wanted to hear. These two have a brother-sister complex type thing going on, which is exactly what I wanted for this show. I wanted to have these characters have a huge amount of backstory between them, and they can explore this theme so much throughout VRAINS. There's some more details on Aoi later on, but just these two characters, the dynamic between these two is going to be awesome to see, both outside of VR and inside of VR, especially given the information we got given later. But before we go on to that, let's take a look at Naoki Shima. This guy is Yusaku's classmate again. Doesn't say that it's Yusaku's friend, but classmate. Big difference. Although he heavily enjoys dueling, he's not very confident in his ability to duel online in Link VRAINS. He's a fan of Playmaker, so he enjoys dueling outside of, you know, in the normal world, but again, he is really not confident in his skills to duel inside Link VRAINS, which kind of makes sense. You know, you're going up against these big shot duelists potentially, and the whole world can sort of see you and see your skills, whereas in real life, only a certain amount of people can sort of see how bad you are, really. He kind of comes off as a bit cocky, though, to me, so him having this inner, like, self-doubt of his confidence is just more building up his character and making me like him a little bit more, to be honest. It also says here he's a fan of the Playmaker, which, is that what was happening in that scene with him and Yusaku? Was he talking about the Playmaker and Yusaku was just like, oh, you know, enough, I don't know who that is, I don't really care. Whereas we really know Yusaku is the Playmaker, and that's going to be a huge reveal for him, and I hope it's not too much of a fanboy. I hope it's just like a mind-blown type thing and not too much of a fanboy type interaction when that reveal does eventually come. If it comes. Next, moving on to Aoi Zaizen, my favourite character from VRAINS so far. A classmate of Yusaku's, but remains in the dark as to Yusaku's true identity. Online in Link VRAINS, she goes by the alias Blue Angel, a popular charisma duelist. So, Does this mean that Yusaku knows who she is? Because obviously she doesn't know who Yusaku is in Vrains, but does Yusaku know who she is? That's the bigger question. I'm sure he might, have some, guesses about it. He might be thinking about it, but that's going to be a cool dynamic to play off. If one of them knows who the other is and one of them doesn't, that's going to be a nice dynamic. It says here she has a brother complex. We discussed that before. She admits to her brother that she wants to admit to her brother that she duels. So her brother, despite being the head of security and link Vrains and monitoring this virtual environment 24/7, doesn't know that his younger sister is dueling inside of link Vrains, or dueling in general, that is. So she's very good at hiding it, and that's what kind of makes me feel a bit weird. Maybe, obviously, because her brother doesn't care about her, so he doesn't give a damn what she's doing. He might be at work 24/7. She might never see his brother. It's nice to know that she's feeling left out of the family, I guess. And maybe she wants to deepen that connection with her brother, because she also admits to her brother that she duels, and obviously dueling is a thing he must be passionate about because he's working for the link Vrains dueling system. Yeah, we also got a nice new picture of Aoi Zaizen in her Blue Angel form, which looks, just making it look even better. And finally, for characters, we have Go Onizuka, a duelist who goes by Go Onizuka inside link Vrains. Although he's extremely popular due to his exciting duels, he's also known for his friendly and kind-hearted side in the real world. He's interested in the person known as Playmaker, so this guy, he holds the title of the strongest duelist inside link Vrains. Well, obviously he's not going to be for long, because Yusaku's probably going to end up beating him in episode 4. Yeah. There was a video earlier today where I discussed the episode summaries, so if you haven't seen that, link in the description. He's popular even offline as a duelist as well, which is kind of cool. I'm guessing obviously because they got the same face, then he's, well known in both link Vrains and both in the real world. And it's good to see he has a kind-hearted side, despite having this very, energetic and sometimes maybe brutal persona, if you think about it, because he is going off this wrestler character, which again is going to be cool to see, having two different personas inside of VR and outside of VR. It's going to make a very nice change in dynamic, especially when we've had a lot of very happy and very cheerful and very ecstatic and exciting characters coming off of Arc 5. Like the opening for Arc 5 was full of a lot of characters that were very energetic. It's going to be nice having a nice mix of people, to really enjoy and to really take a liking to, sorry. And finally, we got some more information about the show's setting. So the series is based in a world roughly 10 years on from now, where a massive virtual reality network called link Vrains has been established. It's a suspense thriller style story where Yusaku fights in order to learn the truth of his past. So, cue the Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything timeline video. We now know exactly where this sits in regards to the real world. So technically this is 10 years after Dark Side of Dimensions, if you can look at it that way. So we're definitely before 5Ds, I think. Maybe? Assuming these are all in the same universe, which are probably not. Then it is around that time, which makes sense because we are technically going back a little bit. If you think VR compared to riding on your duel, on your monsters and stuff, that's cool. We've got, a fixed date, a fixed point of reference that we can go on. While Yusaku gets his hands on the AI due to certain events, he fights the mysterious hackers called the Knights of Hanoi who are trying to get their hands on it as well. We know that. And finally, duels will basically only be done in the virtual reality network. And while Yusaku's daily high school life will factor into things, Yusaku doesn't duel while at school. Probably the most disappointing thing from this entire information dump we've had. I really wanted to see maybe not just Yusaku duel in school, but Aoi could have dueled outside of school. I still hope they do have one outside of school. They just say basically only, so there's some slight chance that we could see it in the future. Obviously the episodes they've got planned so far, it'll only take place within link Vrains, which means those master duels are still going to be taking place inside of link Vrains. They'll just be the standing duels, which I'm happy with. I'm fine with, as long as we're getting a nice mix of the two duels, as long as we're getting a nice amount of character interaction and character development, I'm happy. This show, again, as I say in every video, is sounding even better the more I look at it. We've got some information on Ema Bessho, on on SPECTER, on Akira Zaizen, on Aoi Zaizen, on Naoki Shima, on Onizuka Go. We've got some story elements. Only, 4 or 5 days left before Vrains starts, which is going to be really exciting. I've got my review coming up on the Wednesday, so the day that Vrains comes out, I'll have a review as soon as the subs are basically out. And on Tuesday, we're going to have, again, the cast list for episode 2, so look forward to that. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching this 10-minute long video talking about all this new news we had today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains video. See you then.